to take again because this is not looking good, and I'm hoping that these guys can pull it back together and finish strong with 4 football games and 10-7.
Well, Frank, talk about that a little bit in reference to the bye week and the continuity that you lose because they were playing so well, as you mentioned. But what kind of happens from that standpoint of trying to gather that, which they really offensively haven't gathered? I think defensively, aside from yesterday, they've somewhat are on par. But why can they not get that going again on the offensive side, at least in your mind?
You know what? Honestly, that is the question that I'm pretty sure Coach is scratching his head over at night, and Kyler and the guys are, because like this is a team that was moving in the right direction, and I don't think the leadership changed at all because James Conner is still there. He's still healthy. They got some guys back that we were expecting to come in and make plays, and it just seems like we stayed in the same mode and everyone else turned up a notch. Like the same Seattle team that we faced 2 weeks ago was not the same Seattle team that showed up this week. We had 5 sacks against those guys last time. This time they gave up no sacks. We had 2 turnovers last time, and they ended up winning the turnover battles this time. So it just seems like the last couple of weeks teams have come and played a little bit extra, and they know that the Cardinals are not a team that will quit and play 4 quarters of football. Every game they've played, they've had to win. The opponent had to win in the 3rd and 4th quarter, even though we wasn't playing at our best, and they didn't give up. And I think that's the part where you look at, the beauty of the NFL is that the teams that make the adjustments at the right time, or the teams that get hot at the right times, are the ones that will find themselves in a good position at the end of any football game.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. So I'll be the bad cop here, Frank. In your estimation, have you seen regression in Kyler Murray or not?
I mean, I would like to think that what I've said, those turnovers do not help. And the timing of the turnovers do not help. The way the turnovers are happening does not help. I mean, it's not like a guy is making an exceptional play on a ball and he's taking it away from one of our receivers. We're watching like little floaters that just seem like dumb plays that are being made, and that looks like a regression of the old Kyler Murray, who would be running or scrambling and just throwing the ball in a position that it's baffling. And I think that doesn't look good. He's definitely expressed himself as saying that he'll take this. He costs the team to lose, but to answer your question, I would say yes. It doesn't look like a guy that would be focused and clear-headed for 4 quarters of football with those type of mistakes that he's been making.
And Frank, Rock brought this up at the beginning of the show about his stats and his win-loss record in December and going into January. He's right on par. He's right on schedule. And you would have thought, to your point in mind, that he would have shaken that off to realize I can't be careless. I've got to shake that. I've got to mature. But you know what, Frank? You look at it, there's the dip, there's the peaks and the valley, and he is right on schedule.
We're going to have to do the Jameson Winston prayer and ask God to help him, because we all need to come in an agreement that needs to stop at this time.
Yes.
What do you think about his mannerisms, too, on top of that? I mean, you just watch him. Of course, you throw 2 picks within 45, 46 seconds. But, the camera's on him all the time. And I thought he kind of got over that. And now it's back to where it was, some parts of last year and years before.
As I said, Frank, right on schedule.
Yeah, he's never looked good at a bad moment when mistakes were never good. Kyler's one of those guys, man, that if we look at him in his history as a football player or an athlete, it's always been on his shoulders to go out and make plays. This is a moment right now in life where it's not just easy for him, and he's not just the best athlete on the field. And so it doesn't look good. I'm not going to take anything away that I think his competitiveness, his desire and drive to win is there. But it doesn't look good when the camera's on him and it's not going well. I would think that his expectation level would be that he'd be in a better place. He would be having his team and the work that they put in, record would be much better. And no one cares, man, how you lose. But if you're the one that's causing your team to lose, that
3
that sits in you a lot. That hurts a lot deeper. And it looks like it hurts him, man. And I agree with you, Rock. It doesn't look good on TV. unfortunately, man. And I'm hoping that he himself personally, mentally, and emotionally, man, can rebound from that. And then, again, it's next week. You got 4 more weeks to be happy if he goes out and plays good and plays great and get this team over the hump from these losing seasons that they've had the last couple of years.
Frank, the teams right now in the division seem to me like they have righted the ship with the exception of the Cardinals. Seattle playing their best football. The 49ers rebounded yesterday with a solid win over a pitiful Chicago Bears team. But the team that was really impressive, you know where I'm going, the Los Angeles Rams. They're finally getting healthy. How do you see this division playing out down the stretch?
You know, it's going to be tough for the Cardinals, and I'll say this just mentally and emotionally. I think that's great in regards that they don't play any. The next couple of weeks, they got teams that's potentially that we think they can go out and win if they just play good football. That's versus the Patriots and the Panthers. The Rams, the 49ers, and we're learning that the Seahawks got great coaches. These guys coach 4 quarters of football. They got good leadership in their locker room, and these guys are all starting to buy and believe in what they're doing. The Cardinals, I believe, I like Coach Gannon. I think he's a great coach. I think that Mike has done a wonderful job of making the changes and giving us a new coaching staff, and bringing in some new players, and Monty's done a wonderful job in that. Here's my answer. The division is tough. We always thought it was, but to watch how good they're becoming right now in this last half of the season, it is scary. It is very, very scary, but I don't think it's not impossible for the Cardinals to walk away with beating these 2 teams in the back end if they just play good football like they know they can.
Frank, thank you as always. How's that golf game, by the way? Just curious. I may need somebody, so a ringer, and but I need to know where you're at right now. Give me your handicap right now.
My handicap is 3 shots of tequila, and then we'll follow up that with 1 more shot of tequila, and then we'll probably be somewhere between a 4 and a 5 handicap.
Okay, you're not going to back it with pineapple juice?
Sure. I mean then we're drinking. That was just the drink. We're talking about the shot.
All right. It's been noted, and it's on tape. Good stuff. Thank you, buddy, as always. Love you.
All right, brothers. Y'all have a good one, man. Love you guys, man.
Frank Sanders joining us here, talking about this Cardinals team and what the narrative could be this offseason if this team continues to lose. Yep. And we'll be part of that, and everybody will. I mean, Kyler Murray, is he the franchise guy after 6 years?
It's a big question, Rock. After 6 years, you should be dialed in. You shouldn't have the issues he has and has had. The other thing I thought Charles Davis last night on the broadcast, the color analyst, he said, look, you see Seattle's adjusted to the adjustments from 2-3 weeks ago.
Yes.
He said the Cardinals look the same.
Yep.
That's where they're getting run on. I mean, he went on and on and on. That's what we've been talking about. After the break, they haven't been adjusting the adjustments. So you wonder how thorough they was in self-scouting themselves. And when you have teams that are pretty much manhandling you and not allowing you to score in the red zone or put points on the board, you're down 24-10 against Seattle at halftime. Good luck trying to come back with the way you played in the first half.
By the way, the word did get out that the Big 12 championship trophy is here at the Trophy Bar in Chandler at downtown Ocotillo. It's still here. A lot of people here. Standing room only just to get in for those that want to come in and get their picture taken with the Big 12 trophy. So he's still here. If you're in the area, come on by here at the Trophy Bar as we're here for the Monday night game between the Bengals and the Cowboys. Our Learner Row 1 call is next. You'll hear Cam Scatterboo as he talks about this team and the turnaround from the post-game interview. So we'll have that next as we finish up here at the Trophy Bar. It's Rock Minuch with Jimmy B.
You're clear. From the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is a closure due to an accident.